what has happened next year as we come up to the elections in terms of media, social media, artificial intelligence, deep fakes. Who's out there? Is RFK still involved? I guess maybe not by then. Is Biden, right? Where is he? Where is Trump in this race? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think are the dangers of next year?
I don't follow anything in my life more closely than politics. From when I was a little kid, I've been obsessed with it. So I have some thoughts. They may be wrong, but I have some thoughts. I consider Bobby Kennedy to be a friend of mine. And a couple of weeks before he announced his candidacy, first of all, I was thrilled that he was thinking of running for president. I didn't think he could win. I still don't think he could win. But I was thrilled at the prospect that there would be an alternative voice out there in the Democratic Party. His strategy at the very beginning was to be competitive in 5 states: Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and California. And what he was hoping to do was to replicate what Senator Eugene McCarthy did in New Hampshire in 1968. Eugene McCarthy was a senator from Wisconsin who was an anti-war liberal, and nobody took him seriously. But he announced his candidacy for president. He ran in the New Hampshire primary, and he got 35% or 32%. This was such a shock to the White House that the incumbent president, Lyndon Johnson, subsequently announced that he was dropping out of the race and he was retiring. And that just opened the Democratic field for everybody. It looked like Bobby Kennedy Sr. was going to win the nomination. He actually was going to win the nomination, but he was shot and killed in June of 1968. One thing led to the other, and the vice president, who was also pro-war, Hubert Humphrey, ended up winning the nomination. Bob was hoping he could get in, build some momentum in those early races, and convince a very old, very tired Joe Biden that perhaps it was better to drop out of the race. The Democrats were very much afraid that that would happen when they saw these early polls showing Bob pretty consistently at 20%. 20% is gigantic against an incumbent president who's been an elected official since 1972. Okay? And so at first they tried to ignore him, and his numbers were maintained at a pretty healthy level of 15, 17, 20%. And so then the Democratic National Committee changed its policy toward Bob. They decided to attack. And they have brought the mainstream media in on these attacks. And so, again, here we go, back to the Washington Post and the New York Times. If you just read the Washington Post and the New York Times, Bobby Kennedy Jr. is some kind of a lunatic, some kind of a raving madman who believes that Bill Gates is trying to implant a chip in your body through the use of vaccines, and who believes that the United States is experimenting on our children, and any number of crazy fringe QAnon, silly conspiracies. None of that is true. Bob is not an anti-vaxxer. He's vaccinated, and all of his children are vaccinated, right? Number two, he never said that Bill Gates was trying to implant chips, or that the mRNA vaccine was, some kind of a secret government plan. He said that the COVID vaccines had not undergone the same rigorous testing that other vaccines had undergone. And he's right. That's true. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Democratic National Committee has been successful in painting him as some kind of a nut. I had a guy today tell me, well, you know what, even if it's true that he's not a nut, the fact that he has the raspy voice, which he probably got from a COVID vaccine. I said, wait a minute. That's just not true. I said, he has a very well-documented defect in his vocal cords. He's had it since 2007, not since COVID. In 2007, he went on ABC News. gave an exclusive interview and explained what this condition was. It's well documented. And who cares if he has a raspy voice or not? I don't care if the man has a raspy voice. Okay, sorry. That's a long way of saying I think he's not going to make it to the general election.
Well, and then the latest ammo is the anti-Semitism, which, oh my
that's
God.
Another one.
And then the censorship hearing where there was the woman, I guess a Democrat, was just trying to stonewall him with those
Debbie
accusations.
Wasserman Schultz.
Oh, gosh.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who is one of the most despicable people of either political party here on Capitol Hill. Listen, the one issue that Bob Kennedy and I disagree on is Israel-Palestine, right? He says he is 1,000% pro-Israel. He believes in the state of Israel, et cetera, et cetera. I believe that Israel is an apartheid regime. I believe in human rights for the Palestinians. We've agreed to part company on that issue. So the unmitigated gall that this liar and phony Debbie Wasserman Schultz has tried to propagate over the last week or so, that Bobby Kennedy is some sort of an anti-Semite, is made up out of whole cloth. Listen, all you have to do is watch the first 10 seconds of the clip. He did not say that the COVID vaccine was designed to protect Jews. He said, there have been reports that, et cetera, et cetera. He didn't state it as fact. He said that these rumors are out there. Go ahead and debunk them. That's fine. But he never said that they were true. He said that people have reported that. There are reports that. But the likes of Debbie Wasserman Schultz have conveniently left that part out. And it's because they're really worried that he's going to make inroads against Joe Biden.
Yeah, now, it's the nuclear weapon of defamation. It's your last. It's usually at the very bottom of the ammo barrel. It's the nasty, slimy stuff. That's usually what they throw when they've got nothing left at you, right?
Yeah, and they throw that same thing against American Jews, and they say, "Oh, you're a self-hating Jew. You support Palestinian rights. You're ashamed to be Jewish. You're a self-hating Jew." It's like, no, actually, I'm not Jewish, but my Jewish friends who support Palestinian human rights say this is something that they have to fight all the time, every day, from the likes of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who I might add, helped to steal the 2020 and 2016 nomination from Bernie Sanders by 2016 at least, by giving the Clinton campaign the debate questions in advance, and then had to resign as chairman of the DNC because she got caught doing it. So you can't believe anything Debbie Wasserman Schultz says.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.